All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most famous families on the planet. And it's a story you think you know from the magazine covers, but trust me, the reality is way more complicated.
I mean, they're basically a dynasty of supermodels, right? Icons of style who seem to have it all. Gigi, Bella, Anwar, their names are just synonymous with the absolute peak of the fashion world. They're like a modern-day royal family, but for the runway. But, behind all that glamour, there's a story of just immense pressure, public scandal, and a really complicated legacy that started long before any of them ever walked a runway. It's a story of ambition, control, and, collapse. And it all begins with two very different, very, very driven people.
To really get what makes the Hadid kids tick, you have to go back. You have to understand their parents first, because the story of this dynasty doesn't begin on a runway in Paris. It starts with the ambition of two immigrants from totally opposite ends of the world. And when you look at this timeline, what's so fascinating is you see these two parallel journeys happening. Both Mohamed and Yolanda were fueled by some serious hardship early in life to go out and achieve this massive success. Years before their paths ever crossed and created the family we all know today.
Mohammed's story is one of just profound loss. His family was forced from their home, they became refugees, and that experience lit a fire in him, fueling this obsession with building a real estate empire. Yolanda's, on the other hand, is kind of like a classic fairy tale of escaping poverty after her father died and then conquering the fashion world through a mix of sheer luck and incredible determination. You've got these two powerful origin stories, and they just collide in Los Angeles.
Okay, so after Mohamed and Yolanda divorced, Yolanda took complete control of her kids' careers. She became the ultimate momager, and the pressure she put on them was immense, and a lot of it played out for the whole world to see on reality TV.
And this is the moment that went viral. That now infamous advice from Yolanda to a dizzy Gigi, who was on a week-long juice cleanse, was all captured on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And that one little soundbite just perfectly revealed the intense, almost microscopic control she had over her daughter's eating habits and their bodies. Yolanda's methods were, let's just say, meticulous and often really controversial. She was shaping everything from discouraging Gigi from playing sports that might make her too muscular for modeling to greenlighting a nose job for Bella when she was just a young teenager. She wasn't just raising kids, she was architecting supermodels, and every single detail was managed. But this kind of manufactured fame, this life lived under a microscope, well, it always comes at a price. And for the Hadid children, that price would be a series of very public and very painful breakdowns. The cracks in the perfect facade were starting to show.
First up, Gigi's chaotic on-again, off-again relationship with One Direction's Zayn Malik. It became this constant source of tabloid drama, and even having their daughter, Kai, couldn't stop the chaos. In fact, things were about to get much, much worse.
And then, the relationship just completely imploded. It all came to a head after an altercation between Zayn and Yolanda. Now, he later claimed the events weren't reported accurately, but he ended up accepting the charges to, in his words, protect his daughter's privacy. But the damage was done. The relationship was over for good.
14. That's how old Bella was when she had a nose job. She has since come out and said it was actually her mother's idea, and it's a decision she deeply regrets. She even said she wished she had kept the nose of her ancestors. I mean, that one moment just perfectly captures the kind of pressure she was facing from such a young age.
And while her career was just soaring, sometimes even surpassing her sisters, Bella was, behind the scenes, completely collapsing. She was battling this crippling anxiety and depression, often crying backstage right before walking in the biggest fashion shows in the world. For years, she felt like the uglier sister and was hiding a whole world of pain from the public.
So, as if all those personal struggles weren't enough, the entire family soon found themselves tangled up in major public controversies and even conspiracy theories that threatened to tarnish that whole carefully crafted legacy.
So first Yolanda, then Bella, and then Anwar were all diagnosed with what's known as chronic Lyme disease. The thing is, this announcement was met with a huge wave of public skepticism, even from Yolanda's own castmates on The Real Housewives, who openly questioned if she was maybe exaggerating for attention.
At the same time, the family patriarch's fortunes took a dramatic nosedive. Mohammed's real estate empire basically crumbled in a series of legal battles over an illegally constructed mansion, which he was ultimately forced to tear down. Now, this led some people to speculate that the timing of his downfall
might have been connected to his increasingly vocal pro-Palestine activism. And then, in early 2024, things took a really dark turn. The family name surfaced in the notorious Jeffrey Epstein files. In an email, someone questioned their rapid rise to fame, and Epstein replied with a disgusting and completely unfounded claim about how they supposedly achieved their success.
After staying quiet for a bit, Gigi fired back in a now-deleted post, and she did not hold back. She directly addressed that disgusting claim and called out what she believed was Epstein's manipulative motive.
So, you take all of this, the family drama, the public scandals, the health crises, and it all seems to have led to a major turning point. In the last couple of years, the family has made this very deliberate and very noticeable retreat from the spotlight.
And this right here perfectly illustrates their new direction. Both sisters have really stepped away from that constant public glare. Gigi's in a super low-key relationship, and Bella quit modeling altogether to pursue her lifelong passion for horses down in Texas, finding a new partner who's totally removed from that world of fame. So that leaves us with this final thought. After a lifetime that was defined by ambition, pressure, and scandal, the Hadids are, finally, it seems, seeking some peace. But in an age of constant exposure, where fame is a currency they completely mastered, can a family this famous ever truly just disappear? Or is this quiet new chapter just the calm before another storm?